Hi. Hello.
Morning, Matt.
Hello, how are
Uh,
you?
oh, another sunny day,
Another what?
right? Another sunny day. There's several sunny days. It's pretty warm, I think,
Oh, I see.
for the
That's
winter.
nice.
I get my haircut.
Oh, we got a haircut. Looks good. Yeah. So this
Is it?
pop-up says that you're a trial student? No?
This is a new account because it's
Okay.
a new account.
Okay. So just a new account this time. I see. Well, it wants me to
Okay.
fill something out. I have to do something. So let me do something here. It's asking me to do a survey. So hang on.
Survey.
So
Okay.
that's okay. I'm just like, so I was confused because I've taught you a few times. So I was like,
Okay. Okay. I
that's
I
okay. That's
booked
okay.
different lesson now and then
That's
because the
okay. No
original
problem.
account, original account just got only 1 hour lesson per week. It's
Oh, I see.
it's too less for me, and I
Yeah.
don't want to. I will. I think I will use several other trial accounts.
Oh, okay.
Then I will focus on two main accounts. Each one will compensate each other. Oh, balloons.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, if I fill this out incorrectly, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I have to submit something. Yeah.
So Matt, do you got any siblings?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Mm, so you live far away from each other, or live in the same city
We're pretty
near
spread
parents?
out. We're pretty spread out. Yeah.
So how often do you see each other in a year?
Mm, not too often. We're not super close. Yeah.
Not super close.
Yeah.
Okay. Do do you get any kids? Or
No kids. No kids. Uh-huh.
oh, fantastic, good choice.
Mhm. Mhm. So what about you? Do you have siblings?
I got a sister which is 12 years old, younger than me. He's
Mhm.
in his third year sophomore in the university, studying
Mhm.
the major is law. The
Hmm.
law.
Law student? Mhm.
Yeah, same major for my with my wife.
Mhm. Oh, that's nice. She's a lawyer?
Sort of.
Mhm.
Okay. So
So no,
please.
go ahead.
So we talked about yesterday about the different students, maybe Japanese, Korea,
Mhm.
Taiwan, and China. Different
Mhm.
students have different opinions about the same topic. Yeah.
Mhm.
You asked me about the. I could ask about their opinions.
Mhm.
Okay, I like
Sure.
to try two. First is from the maybe a typical Taiwan students. Taiwanese. What I should call the person from Taiwan. Taiwanese.
Well, they call themselves Taiwanese, but
Okay.
but
Okay.
do you know the saying "Don't kill the messenger"?
Don't kill the messenger. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like I will tell you what other people say, but that's not necessarily my opinion, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
definitely. That's okay. The
So
other
what's
one
the
from
question?
the Japanese. Yeah.
Mhm.
Does from your opinion, different countries, the Asian countries,
Mhm.
the average, who got better um, understanding or using of the English?
Well,
Average.
that's an interesting question. I would say that it varies from country to country, but the
Mhm.
countries that are more open to Western culture have a pretty good grasp of the English language.
You mean the Japanese, Philippines, better?
Chinese too.
Singapore.
I've had Chinese students that know a lot about um, Western music and movies and things too.
Mhm.
So yeah, well, because language and culture go together; it's not separate. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So any country that connects with the culture, that society will have pretty good English.
Mhm. According to the a survey, the statistics show that the Singapore got the highest IELTS scores in Asia, and Japan, not Japan, Germany got the students from Germany got the highest from the Europe for non-speaking for the countries English not as a first language.
So they're the highest score for second language. English is a
Yeah,
second language.
yeah, German and Singapore.
That's interesting. Yeah. But yeah, it varies, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's on the average, lots of students, maybe hundreds, thousands of students, they got the average data.
But those cultures are all very different too. I would say Japanese, Korean, Taiwan, China, it's all pretty different. The people are different.
Okay. I like to hear the messenger. What's the message? What's the Taiwanese and the Japanese say about mainland China policies?
Yeah, well, ask me a question. Ask me a specific question and I'll answer you.
Is Taiwan, for Taiwanese, is Taiwan a country? Do they respect the history that the Taiwan was once a part of China, and that kind of questions?
Well, sure. Well, do you know the National Palace Museum? The National Palace Museum is
in Taipei. In Taipei.
Yeah. So this has so many Chinese artifacts.
Yeah.
So in a way, the leader that came to Taiwan brought so much Chinese history. So in a way, Taiwan has so much Chinese history.
It has no history.
I'm sorry. As far as the artifacts go, that brought.
Yeah. It's good that the Chiang retreat and put all the artifacts to the National Palace Museum.
That's what I mean. I mean, like as far as preserving the history, the Chinese history.
If it's lived in Mao's domain, it will all be demolished.
That's it. That's what I mean. Is it was destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So I think that, and this is just, don't kill the messenger. Some of my students, they connect with Chinese history and culture. Some of them, I think so.
They do a good preservation work, but Taiwan itself, it's ruled for a long period of time by Japan. They do not have
there's many influences in Taiwan. You're right.
Japanese,
Dutch influence, Spanish.
Dutch is more earlier. Earlier. What's the opposite words for the colony? Opposite words.
Opposite word for a colony.
Colonists. Opposite words for.
Opposite or plural? Which one?
Opposites.
The opposite word of a colony?
No.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Established country?
Established. Oh. Okay.
Colony is like the beginning, so there may be established country is the opposite. But I'm not sure.
Antonyms. That is synonyms.
Anonym is opposite.
Yeah.
Synonym is similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's still some architecture there from long ago, a little bit.
Yeah. So they do perceive the history. Yeah, that's the truth. That's the fact. Then their opinions is about what?
Let's do identity. Is that what you mean? Identity.
Identity. Yeah.
All the students say they identify as Taiwanese and as a separate country.
Yeah. For the young people, the identity as Taiwanese much higher ratio, maybe up to 90 or 80%. Because when Chiang retreated to Taiwan, sorry, I have to cough. The sorcerer here. When Chiang retreated to Taiwan, actually there were maybe 3 to 5 million people inhabited in Taiwan. But with Chiang retreat, he got maybe 500,000 people there, but they got the guns, they got the the artists, they got the gold, they got the money, so they rule the whole island. The island itself does not satisfy with Chang's rule, under Chang's rule. Yeah, they don't show any identities for the mainland China as well. After the soldiers died, which would Chiang retreat the soldiers, the 500,000 soldiers maybe, to Taiwan. After they died, there are less identity for the mainland China. They think that they are separate
Hang on,
countries.
say that one more time. I want to make sure I understand. There was less what?
With the soldiers that Chiang retreat to Taiwan, maybe 500,000. So when they died, the retreat happened in 1949. When they died, maybe 1980s, 1990s, when they all died, there's the next generations. They've never been to mainland China. They never saw what the description their ancestors showed that their parents told them. They maybe have small accent about related to the specific provinces, cities, but they never been. They definitely show no identity to the mainland China.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting for me because they celebrate the New Year, so they have some of that tradition, and the Year of the Dragon and the dumplings, and
It's the same. It's the same
they say they like
person.
Chinese food. They like, but they
Have
like
you
to
been to
visit Japan
Taiwan?
a lot in Taiwan too.
Have you been to Taiwan?
You have been?
Have you been to Taiwan?
No, I have not been. Yeah, I've not been. So this is just me seeing it through the lens of other people. This is so, like, so then I know that Taiwanese students, they like to visit Japan. They're very similar to Chinese culture, but they are also different too, and separate. So.
You mean they are more? Maybe their cultures are similar to mainland China, but their identity is more to Japan.
Yeah, they're definitely a little more Western than Chinese students, a little bit more Western.
Okay.
But not all Chinese students. Some Chinese students are really Western too. But yeah, it's a general statement. And
okay.
But it's a little complicated because I know that some of my Chinese students have problems with Japan, Japanese. So then,
Japanese is it's all history related. When Japan China in 1939, actually it happened in 1932, and the fall invasion happens in 1939.
Yeah, so I know about this through the eyes, the lens of some Chinese students. I didn't know this years ago, and I got some very strong reactions about that.
Strong reactions about what?
Japanese people.
Japanese people about what opinions?
Some Chinese students are very sensitive to Japanese people. They're very,
because textbook told them.
Yeah, like we'll read an article about Japan, and a student will say, "I don't like Japanese people."
How about Japanese people? That they didn't find the Chinese people friendly as well, right?
I don't ask about it. I don't talk about
the
it.
comparison.
But sometimes a child will say something and start talking about it.
Oh. So most of your students are child, so they maybe not know all the history, so they don't know what happened in the past. So maybe they don't care. They have a spare time.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think they learn about this in school, and they're just repeating it, right?
Yeah, for the democratic systems, the democratic countries, their public schools, in my opinion, their main goal is to teach a person to be a a suitable citizen, no matter it's in Taiwan or Japan. But for the authoritarian countries like Singapore is not comparable. For like mainland China, their nationalism it put very heavily ratio in their textbooks.
Yes.
So you mentioned the sensitive. They have lots of emergence to that kind of nationalism.
Yeah, I've seen it over the years. Yeah, I've seen it.
They should hate the Japanese because they were told to do so.
That's it. Yeah. And it's hard to hear a child say, I hate a group of people.
Yeah, you never.
And then I say, I have Japanese students too.
You never met the people, never been there, immersed in culture. Maybe just go there for tourism. Then see how the people. This kind of bias is so deep, they buried in the young childhood. So it's very difficult for them to crack when they were all grown-ups.
Sure. Well, do you know what a stereotype is?
Stereotype.
Stereotype.
Oh.
Stereotype is like a general belief about a group of people. So everybody has stereotypes about different countries and different people.
So why English is very important. You have to read a lot to get unbiased thinking.
Well, Koreans sometimes have a problem with Japan too, because Japan invaded Korea. So it's very complicated. This job is very complicated.
But you don't have definitely don't have the North Korea students, right?
No. No, I have South Korean students, yeah.
South Korea, okay. Compared to South Korea and Japan, do you think on average, which kind of students do you think have the better critical thinking skills? The Korean students or the Japanese students?
I think they're both good. I think that Japanese people are a little more reserved, just a little bit more reserved. That's their culture, right? But I think both are similar.
Both are similar. Oh, okay.
Open-minded is another. Open-minded, casual.
Do you think I say open-minded or casual enough for talking with you?
Yes, I think you're open-minded and casual. Yeah.
Okay. So during your class, this kind of talking about the history, the culture stuff, does this really happens because you're teaching lots of kids, so they are learning by textbooks, right? Mostly of the time.
I'm sorry, ask the question one more time.
During your lessons for other Asian countries, do this kind of talking about the history, the nation-related topics like we do currently?
Not
that
so
kind of
much.
happens?
Not so much
Not
because
so
your
much?
English is really advanced. Your English is really good. A
You mean,
little bit.
You mean they cannot talk to you because they cannot express their ideas freely? Or they didn't want to talk about it?
Usually they just don't bring it up, or they're children. Children don't think about that so much.
Okay.
But I can make a student more open-minded and more critical in their thinking.
More critical. Okay.
Yeah.
By so you implement critical thinking skills, that kind of techniques in your lessons, right?
Well, yeah, that's just because I'm a teacher. I would do that with an American student or any student. I teach critical thinking, open-minded thinking. I mean, this English is an American native language on an American platform, English platform. So I think that if you take these classes, you're going to get that, right?
Great.
If I took Chinese classes in China, I would expect to get Chinese culture, right?
Have you been maybe in US? Have you been teaching the English as second language classes offline in a real classroom?
Yeah, I'm a real teacher too.
Teach the English as second language students, not the native ones.
Yes, I have.
So that must lots of nationalities from Mexico or other countries
All over the world. Yeah.
all over the world. So on average, which people, the students from which country they are more open-minded and Carol talking to you on average?
I would say,
Indian?
huh?
Indian?
Yeah, Indians are
Indian.
open-minded. Anybody that has a Western influence,
Western influence.
Western music, Western movies, I would say it's pretty equal. As far as open-minded, yeah. I mean, I have a little bit harder time with some Chinese students because they can be very strict in the way they see things, and very like
So set on their ways.
well, they're very, very academic focused
Academic focused.
versus
Yeah.
like social skills. Yeah.
Because in our examining culture, the own history, you can do lots of stuff. You can free of doing lots of stuff if your academic scores are very high. So,
But I think that language is eclectic. It's not just academic, right? So I try to be more holistic. Yeah.
Holistic. Could you
Holistic.
explain that? Could you explain that?
Sure. Holistic means you teach all the parts.
Whole.
Holistic.
Okay.
So
Whole
then,
without W. So I'm a little lost.
Yeah, that's it.
Without W.
So holistic is like not just correctness and knowledge, but like using language in a flexible way.
Yeah, this kind of free talking, our tutor mentioned to me earlier that you need to think carefully using English. So he recommended me to choose several random questions, random sentences to talk in English. That will improve the abilities of using the English in daily life, in using English to thinking in daily life, even about the work stuff, the life stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Well, language is a social skill. It's not just an academic skill. And some students just think about it in an academic way, but it's bigger than that, right?
So how to achieve, from your opinion, how to achieve, get a better get better understanding or go to the master levels through the social methods. How to do using the social method to get a
Sure.
higher.
Well, hang on. I have an idea. I have something here to show you, and I can help you with that because I pulled this up. Let's see. So looking at language in different contexts. Do you know what that means?
Different contexts. A same language in different contexts?
Yeah, looking at language like, so I found this and I thought we could look at this some. So you talked about, oops, can you see me?
Critical thinking. Wikipedia, okay.
Yeah. So then you talked about time and place yesterday. Do you remember talking about time and place? Yeah, you have to consider time and place when you view information, right? So that's one way to be a more critical thinker and to use it in a more social skills. And to integrate your experiences.
Usually this.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Usually this kind of stuff are very subjective, and same place, different times, you will think the same thing differently.
That's it. So that's part of critical thinking, is considering the time and place.
So if you, because maybe the information, experiences you have in different times, so how can you, in my opinion, the thinking itself is not always goes up, get better. Sometimes it gets up and down, right?
Do you mean improve, or do you mean linear?
It will not always improve, I think. Maybe
Over
during a
time?
specific period of time. Yes, over the time, it's not a slowly improve process.
Yeah, it's not
Improving
a
process.
linear. I think you mean linear. It's not like a linear progressive. Is that
Not linear? It's just maybe not linear, but the improving. The position goes up. Okay, but there may be some up and downs. Maybe you got some kind of bad experiences. You may think the same thing in bad way. So how could critical thinking itself could confirm, or could the always doing critical thinking will always kind of get the ideas unbiasedly? Is that possible? Can critical thinking do that?
Say it again. Can critical thinking?
Can critical thinking skill, because the skill, it's a skill. You can learn it step by step. Different steps, you have different levels, right? In different levels, you do the same critical thinking, but in different levels, you can get maybe different ideas or some similar idea with different details. In the maybe starter up levels, how can the critical thinking skills you performed doing the unbiased results?
How can you get unbiased results? Well, I think with awareness is step one, being aware of your biases, right? You have to know what has influenced your thoughts, right?
I mean, with different levels, a starter level, media level, master level. Maybe for example, I'm the starter level. I do critical thinking. When I reach the higher levels, maybe I can seek the results more unbiasedly.
Right. I think, yeah.
So when I'm starter level, how can I do it unbiased? How could I get unbiased results?
Well, I think we need to look at some of these definitions. Maybe next time we can look at these definitions.
Okay.
Do you know rational? Do you know rational thinking?
Rational.
Yeah, so this talks about some of that. Skepticism, do you know that word?
No, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So maybe through some of that, but we can look at it next time.
Okay.
It was an interesting class, yeah.
Always nice talking to you.
Okay, nice talking to you too. All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's evening here. Okay, see you.
See you.